Good morning. Oh, exhausted. Just got back from Japan. Lots of things to do. We're gonna go get the 458 Speciale aligned. We're supposed to have a weekend with Ferrari, but they had to cancel due to the typhoon. So we're gonna organize some donations with the hotel along with some of our partners so we can send out some linens, canned goods, and bottled water. But for now, I'll get the car aligned because I did schedule this already. And then we're gonna check on the other projects as well. Oh my god, I hope this battery starts. Sometimes these cars act up. Believe it or not, this car has been out of commission for a few months because it was in Ferrari and we were trying to solve a rattle that was intermittent and it wasn't always there and it kept appearing only in bumpy roads, and I had to leave it with them, but they did such a good job. There's one small issue left, which is a spring on the handbrake caliper, but it's very minor unlike before. But I love this car. The only reason I wanted to check the alignment was ever since we changed to the Praxis air suspension, the power steering felt a little heavy. So I'm going to check the alignment real quick. We also are loading the 964 Targa for alignment. We're going to get that checked as well so that I can finally do a test drive shakedown on that car and see if we can release it already. And then after that, yeah, checking on the projects. And as you saw, Nakai is coming in September and we're planning 4 epic builds. So you guys stay tuned for that. Tell your friends, it's gonna be in the same place. So it's gonna be exciting and I can't wait to start building cars again. PSI in front, 130 PSI in the back. That's like max height. So we'll save that and preset 6. So now everything has been calibrated based off visual and firmness. I'd rather keep the running height a little higher so that we can get proper geometry from the suspension. So this will be roll low height. So we can roll the car and it's not scraping, but it looks slammed ass. So this will be my running height, preset 3. And it's going to calibrate. So the compressors are running 126 PSI. So it's going to drop the front down. There. So my running height is roughly a loose finger. Yep, that feels good. Yep, okay. Check it out, they have a beautiful F8 Tributo in yellow. A nice E46 3 Series over there. Do a quick shop tour and check it out. That is a 991 GT3 RS with a race kit. And there's a G63 right here. They have a few lifts already. Hey look, an Evo. 2 Evos, 3 Evos. Oh wow. So if you guys haven't seen the last video, we just bought an Evo in Japan and that's going to be our JDM car. And I love it. I love the rack WRX over here. So they have a couple of cars, looks like it's on air suspension also. And today it's just aligning the 458 Speciale and then the 964 Targa, which is coming later. Looks like that C-Class is on air also. And then checking on the alignment specs. So there's also a waiting lounge upstairs where you can chill out, and then they do PPF here as well. So lots of cars are being done here. If you guys are confused, this used to be the old Hazard Boy shop and it's now Elite Garage. And it's the same location. So it's now relabeled Elite Auto Center with new management and the shop's super clean. And I wonder how long it's going to take for us to align this car. I have a gorgeous Mini Cooper right there. So from visual, the toe of the car is crazy. and I gotta tow it out, or at least zero the tow. I'll check on the rear tires also because I don't know if they're burnt already, because I keep doing burnouts with this car also. They're supposed to bring the car back and forth so that they can calibrate the sensors. I gotta heat treat these things so that they can bend back because our compressor is hidden behind the fender well. Shouldn't pass a flood with this car because I will kill the compressors. Also, make sure when you guys are doing an alignment that your tire pressure is correct, because that's the first way to correct issues with the car. Once your tire pressure is correct, then you can proceed to do the alignment. And obviously when you are doing an alignment, you want to make sure all the bushings of the car, the rubber components that connect the suspension and arms, they're all okay, because any sign of damage will mean there's deflection. Deflection is movement, and if there's deflection, then there's no point doing an alignment, because every time you set the alignment and you drive the car, it's going to shimmy and move around, and that's not the point of getting an alignment. So now they have to lock the steering wheel. This one is in and that one is out. That one not that far, yan yung malaki. Camber, let's not mind that. It looks pantay naman. So let's do the toe. So yeah, this tire was towed. This is in, no? Pag ganon? Yes. And then this one's also pag ganon. There, you can see the arrow. And then yeah, so the car's running to the left. Car's done, waiting for the 964. The tow truck got lost and went to a different location. So I don't know where he is. Says he's coming from that side. So they're moving my car out, park it to get washed. That was weird. The car turned off. I don't understand that. But the 964 is here also. This car is coding, that's why we're gonna drive it. This one needs some gas too. So we had to reset the ride height of this car. Wow, it is so hot today. It was so weird. The 458 Speciale turned off while reversing. I don't know what's up with that. We're gonna double check that. Car felt fine on the way here. This car is dying too. Let's set the ride height. Max is at 90. Max is at 100. So it looks like that's way too low. Oh my god, I was not happy with the ride height for the front, so we're definitely gonna go and adjust the front cup. Gotta turn this, we're gonna bring it up roughly 2.7. Adjustment. Sakto. Super plan today, but has to happen. Then we're going to do the rear also, depending on how much drop we can get in front. There's no minor. Decided to readjust the ride height again, and the boys at Fitment lowered it to what they thought that was possible, but because this was my old car, I knew it would go even lower. I think technically we can even get it to the Proxys, but for now this will have to do. The problem with the C4 system is the front arm and the axle hit the body. So not much I can do right now but to drop it another ½ inch and study what else is missing. I know there should be a cover for this engine cylinder head on this side. It's like an insulation from the header. After an hour of wrenching and setting the ride height, still not happy. This is still very high for me for an RWB. Eventually what I'm thinking of doing is aligning it on this height and then resetting the suspension so that we're able to basically drop the car and use the #1 position as full park, which means you cannot air out, because if you air out, the front axles and the front suspension are going to basically break itself. So I'm not so happy. The power steering is so heavy. Anyway, just gonna go back to the garage. We're coded today. Let's tip the guys and get out of here. The idle's rough. Next stop, car shop. the car shop. Let's get some updates with what's happening. So this car, I had to order new wheels for it because my assistant ordered the wrong set of wheels, and that was a fail, complete fail. Brought some stuff. These are neutral gloves and a hose duct for the Miata, so that's just gonna go in the car. We're not working on this just yet. Kevin is starting to tear off the front fenders. Afternoon. So as you can see, the front bumper is off and the front fenders are off, which means we're starting to do that. So the game plan was to try and lean the radiator out. So it's got these ducting here which helps push the air upward, but we can actually cut that section out, lean the radiator forward in sort of a V-mount so that we can duct it to go upward. We have a magnet here so we can see what is steel. That obviously the bolt steel, this is steel. Yeah, that is steel. This chassis is steel. This whole bumper brace, so that's steel. This one is aluminum. The bolt is steel. Whole support frame is aluminum, and then everything behind is steel. So I'm studying how to lean the radiator forward. By leaning the radiator forward, we can vent it out the hood, which means we can get this high pressure zone to make sense so that the air flows straight up and over and hopefully pushes the car down. According to the CFD, or the computational fluid dynamics, there's a low pressure spot here on the top of the hood, which means it makes sense to punch a hole out. And I don't think I'm going to use this AEM intake because from what I see here is the hot air in the radiator duct is going to hit. So we're going to have to run this way. Here are some dumb ideas in the works. We are putting a tow hitch. You can see right there. And Norman's redoing the rear bumper support. So we ended up cutting this so that we can put a tow hitch so that I can tow a trailer. On the other side, I had to manually remove the bumper support, and we're going to remove the support so that we can get access to the radiator. Continuation, this car is filthy. I want to do a quick alignment check on this car too because it's been ages. This car, because we changed suspension to Prazis also, so that's on Prazis, that's on Prazis, this is on Prazis. And if you guys need air suspension, I love this thing. Nice manual gearbox. Traffic should be light today because it is Saturday morning. Let the car warm up. The car actually drives straight and it's just fine-tuning to double check everything. Maybe the steering is 1 degree to the right, but it should be a quick alignment job, and then after that we can go test drive the Targa today and see what else is wrong with it so that we can sort it out and release it to the client already. I thought there's no traffic because it's still early on a Saturday, but guess what? Friday. Basically took us almost 30 plus minutes to get here, but we're finally here, and I hope there's no one on the alignment rack because I told them it's coming during opening. This is Elite Auto Center. Hey guys, so we're back here in Elite Auto Center so we can do a quick checkup. And we're doing a checkup because we did change to Prazis on the F430 and the car is almost out of the bed. Here it's actually right on the border. Hopefully this is a really quick job and we can get on to testing the Targa today because that's the main plan. This car looks so good. Yeah! not a big variance. One is in already, this one's not reading. This one needs a slight adjustment. And this one also needs a slight adjustment. Looks like this tire is towed in. Camber looks okay, caster looks okay. Just need to figure this one out. Okay, we're off. We're gonna go get the Targa so that we can do a quick test drive. Apparently my tie rods need to be changed also, so it's hard to align, and yeah, we're still a little off center, so we're gonna buy some new tie rods and come back and get a fresh alignment. But yeah, that's gonna be the issue. My trunk's open. Sucks, guys. I swiped the motorbike. Looks like I can rub it out, but whatever. Glad he's okay. So just looking for some double tape so I can put this on, but let's warm up the car. So it says idle issues also. Okay, so off the bat we have some lights and some errors, and the car is still dying. Every time we come to a complete stop, the idle is in question. So I think the idle air control valve, and then the speedometer is not working also. The door lock mechanism not working also. Right now I'm busy setting the ride height also for the air suspension. We're gonna go get some gas just to make sure that we have a nice full tank. When you're coming to a stop, I have to catch the idle like that. I have to use some heel and toe action to get the idle to stay up, and trying to see what's a good setting for suspension pressure. Steering wheel feels heavy in some senses. I'm making sure to run the motor in so that we can get some cleaning of the IAC, maybe decarbonization. But at least we're running straight. Okay, head stop on the side of the road because the car is pulling right when I brake, and I'm wondering, I sorted out the caster but I don't know why it's doing this. The car looks good though. The ride height has improved, and I think I need to do one more adjustment to the caster. Caster is when the wheel moves forward and backward, so I need to figure out if there's any other adjustment for the caster of this. But driving wise it's okay, except yeah, when I hit the brakes I seem to be pulling right. I need to record that. The idle is acting up when you come to a complete stop, but it's such a pretty car. The color works so well. Exhaust sounds good too, and I think moving the exhaust brackets up makes sense. Our temperature is rising considerably, so we're gonna make it back to give the car back to 2233 because that's overheating. Yep, that's pretty high for air cooled, and you want to make sure that that doesn't go all the way till the red. Good thing we're super close by and the traffic's not so hectic. That was a very short-lived test drive. At least we have a full tank of gas already. Temperature is still elevating, although I am redlining it. I think the stiff steering wheel has something to do with caster, and I'm asking Nakai, where should our caster be towards? Bias to the front or bias to the back? Check if our fan, oh wow, check if our oil cooler is cooling. Overheat, yep, it's not working, this fan. Wow, it is so hot today, I almost fainted actually. But we're gonna move now, check on the Miata. Ralph was able to destroy the front brace and lean the radiator in. I feel so faint. Oh, wow. Hello! Here goes the radiator. Gonna have to see what these are because they're in the way, or get a radiator that is custom inlet. Now we're gonna mock up the bumper so that we can make sure that everything still fits. Here's Kev with our front fender flare, and he's trimming the air curtain. So putting the bumper brace back. So far it's looking promising. We have the radiator sitting all the way up to the hood here, and as you can see, it's nice and tilted already. So the only issue is our pipe here. As you can see, the inlet pipe is facing upward. So I need to find another inlet pipe that goes this way, and that should solve that issue. But yeah, this is how it's looking so far. We put the bumper brace back. I don't know if we still need the bumper support. And then from underneath, look at that big gap now. And it sits nicely enough that we can definitely vent it out properly. And then the intake pipe, I think I need to run it this way. This is my 997, and this is a tow bar support. We are fabricating a tow bar support so that we can put a ball tow hook. So Norman test fitting everything now, and we're hoping to tow something serious with this later on. I wonder if it's gonna work. Got the alpha kit and a tow hitch. This is how it looks so far. So Norman's closed the wing. You can see the tow hitch receiver here. And it's going to be interesting if this is going to work. But thanks to 4x4 Portal, Alfonso, for hooking me up with the tow hitch and receiver, Norman fabricating the base plate. We actually had to air freight the wheels in just to make sure everything's gonna work. I'm guessing along the way, and we ordered some new Morimoto taillights and headlights as well. So this is gonna be such an interesting project when it's done. Okay, I think we're gonna call it a day. See you guys again in the next video. Peace.